For Cr4zy will have the kit and the smoke. Crazy. 2 sets of utility for them. Very important that they get away with this pistol round initially. Me? Into the A side they go. Cr4zy's here waiting with the USB. Finds the first 2 kills. Makes it look easy. And Cr4zy is there to provide backup. Voxic will be the last player to clean up everyone else. No bomb planted. No sweat shed. And Cr4zy, just a lot of blood on their bodies. Looks like the CTs are just going to go for the straight. Actually, just two UMPs. Surprisingly enough, Cr4zy did not go for a force buy. Mousesports might have already known about this, which is why they just went for 2 UMPs. It's not the strangest of decisions, regardless. But after a series that we just saw being played, where people were consistently going for 4 or 5 SMGs, it's always interesting to see. Cr4zy. Just a Deagle purchased up on Esperanto will be their only investment in this round. Where is he? He's playing inside the lobby. Robs could get lucky, gets the first kill. Ships is bunny hopping across him, and he is going to be brought down because of that. Frozen comes through from behind to save the day and take down Esperanto at the very least. So Mousesports maintain a heavy advantage, one where Ships has found himself a FAMAS, though whether or not he can do anything with said FAMAS is yet to be seen, but an important question looming over this round, because you can take away another rifle from the hands of Mousesports. That's good economic damage heading into the first round. Cr4zy. We're really hoping to get a bit more out of this round than that. Esperanto's Deagle not finding a single shot. And it seems like... Oh, Auden, who picked up Esperanto's Deagle, will be able to use it to slightly more avail. 2 kills coming through. Only one of them being on a rifle, though, and that should be recoverable. Carrigan with the UMP peeks out and gets a second kill with that as well. So lots of money going the way of Mousesports yet again. They should be comfortable buying into this round, but what does Cr4zy want to go for? Interestingly enough, Rops buys his own M4. I was expecting Carrigan to be dropping it towards him, but it seems like Carrigan would rather drop it towards Frozen and leave Rops alone without any utility whatsoever. Voxic playing from inside garage. Vox is going to be interesting when he gets his hands on an AWP. Until then, we have to see Cr4zy take control in a way where Mousesports can't get the momentum going on the CT side of Nuke. Cr4zy need to win this round and move forward a few more, but Rops from inside the tunnels will be able to take down Esperanto, reposition himself, while Voxic on the outside takes Auden down, who is staying back as a lurk, hoping to find something, but unfortunately all he finds is death. Frozen. Now outside Squeaky. Waiting for a peek, but it is still Ships to break blood. Cr4zy looking to target the B site. Rops is here to try and defend, but he might want to get into the site itself very soon. Maybe in towards Decon. Play a closer angle, but instead he wants to stay safe rather than put himself in a high risk, high reward position. 45 seconds on the clock. He's waiting for any sort of information to be given so he can peek out, and it should be his time to shine. There is a Molotov right behind him, so he's forced forward. Do they realize it? Did they hear the ticks of damage? Doesn't look like it matters either way. Emmy goes down. Cr4zy reconnects into the game. Still, thankfully he was dead already. Rups putting it into a 3 versus 2. It all comes down to what Ships can do, as Letney is taken down as well. Ships comes in from behind, and it's all on Frozen. With the M4, knew that Ships would be coming in from observation and is able to preempt that decision, come in between them. 3-0 Mousesports starting off very smoothly. Cr4zy, not the start that they were hoping for, because now you can see eventually Woxic's gonna pull out the AWP. Woxic's gonna be a menace on the outside. And then how do you deal with him? So much map control early on from Mousesports into the A side to prevent any sort of a rush from coming through. It's so interesting to see how much they're willing to expend as far as utility goes. And immediately after that as well, Cr4zy just drops down, goes towards the tunnels, and Woxic will be the one to find the first kill on the outside area. Cr4zy aren't going for any sort of set play, not going for any sort of wall of smokes on the outside to try and take control. They are largely relying on firepower. And this firepower is not going to be found in their hands right now. Repositioning towards outside. Woxic wants to take the peek. But he might be overwhelmed. When there's 3 players moving across, trying to make the crossing over. He sees 2 of them. There goes a flashbang. He's repositioning, hoping for some sort of support to come through from his teammates. The real question is, where is Cr4zy? He's still playing inside the tunnels, doesn't want to go more aggressively, knows that they're all coming his way. With 40 seconds on the clock, he is the linchpin for the CT defense. If he goes down, that would be problematic. He almost finds the first kill, but missing a few shots allows Emmy to come through and take control of the site. Otten as well, finding Karrigan, will let the bomb be planted, and now it's all on Cr4zy to see what he can do, but he is down as well. Thankfully, Woxic does find the flank onto Esperanto, who is still waiting over towards the entrance to Hell. And Woxic now drops down. Cr4zy has gotten a kill as well. No bomb planted just yet, so you've got to be careful if you're Otten. He's trying to go for the bomb plant, but the peek comes out soon. The grenade is dodged, but with 3 seconds on the clock, he was going to lose the round either way. He knew he had to die at the very least. Or for nothing. Cr4zy, this looks like a repeat of what we saw against Heroic. I was really hoping they would have come through with a few strats, with a little bit more to see exactly how they could adjust. Maybe, you know, just try and fight for a slightly closer scoreline. But it's still early days. We might still see something of note later on. We might still at the very least see one of their star players going off. That is, of course, a perpetual advantage that you do have when you've got players like Esperanto, like Letney, like Otten. You know, these players who have traditionally been very good in FPL and in puggy environments. You can always see them just go crazy, and pardon the pun. Cr4zy, seeing them all come his way, waits for the firing to begin, and then he comes through with 2 quick kills, waiting for a third, and it will be allowed. Playing this anti-eco to perfection, as they aren't able to check that angle. It will just be a 5th round for Mousesports guaranteed. Cr4zy waiting for Letney. Letney does get that 1 kill at the very least, so some damage dealt, but very little hope for Cr4zy. Now they do have their AWP coming out though. Now they do have their full buy. This is where we can see them have some wheels spinning in their head, you know, have some thoughts going on, have a few strats in mind, have a couple of smokes. Maybe we just see the wall of smokes that we've been waiting for. Maybe we see a slightly closer play towards Mini. The world is their oyster, but the question is, do they have enough force to open it? Otto, with the AWP, wants to go onto the silo initially. Peek in towards Hell, perhaps. No, instead it will be towards Garage. Sees Woxic, and that's the kill they were looking for. Emmy. Can they recover from that loss? Mousesports have been so good with finding early pickoffs so far. This is a round where they're at a disadvantage, courtesy of Otto's early kill. And there go the smokes. to block out the angles. It's not the wall of smokes to let them into secret, but it should be good enough to do so regardless. It also gives Auden a lot more space to be able to maneuver around to make sure that if there's anyone playing from heaven, he's got a chance to take them apart. But Frozen from below will get one, distracts him for long enough that Cr4zy can come through as well. And he gets 2 kills and backs off to safety. Cr4zy, where they found a man, Mousesports goes and finds 3. Thankfully for them, they still have auto, so they can still bring things back together. 2 versus 2. Cr4zy, here he goes. The in-game leader has been so good this round, and unfortunately the ladder inaccuracy will prevent him from continuing that streak of success. ropz comes in instead. Smoke will not bloom in time, and he will have gotten the information, allowing him to get the kill. Auto left in a 1 versus 2 to defend this bomb site. Oh, AWP is the only thing he's got in hand, but that might not be enough when you're against 2 players. Not the gun you want to have when they're peeking out soon, and they're peeking out wide, and Cr4zy with 3 kills will be getting this round out. Mousesports survive with only 1 player, but it's the one they need. The AWP taken forward. They've got enough money to buy again. Cr4zy will be a lot more careful this time around. You're not going to be seeing him making the same mistake again. You could even see, I would honestly really like to see Mousesports just go for the double Australis nade over to Silo, which, ooh, okay. Interesting. Don't know what that's about. I'm going to quickly check what's going on with the admins. This is a tactical pause. This is not a technical pause. Alright, guess everyone just wanted to die real quick. You know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do, guys. It's a thing. Alright, it's just, you gotta do it. Don't ask me. Mousesports though. Cr4zy probably should be asking a few people about what they need to do, because Mousesports is absolutely running over them. No AWP on Auden this time either, so you can't even be hoping for any sort of the early pickoff coming through. Smoke goes out. That looks to be covering off one of the connector smokes. Auden aggressively into the site he looks to go, but the early Molotovs will prevent that from happening. Cr4zy finds 2 kills as they were trying to take control of Mini, and he almost gets a 3rd as well. Frozen and Cr4zy will be the ones to save face as Cr4zy turned around away from them. 7-0. Cr4zy is being read like a book. Cr4zy knew exactly what was going to go on, that Cr4zy was going to have the money to be able to buy up in the round regardless, and therefore all he had to do was position himself so he's ready for a rush. The Molotovs that they're throwing from heaven early into the round regardless are enough to put him in a situation of safety. So he's more than okay with this. Early nades going out in case they want to rush over towards crossing. Cr4zy will have his path blocked off for now. One thing that you really don't see very often that I'd love to see is something that Shox used to do back in 2016 or maybe 2017, I don't remember exactly, which is where you throw a Molotov preemptively to stop the smokes from landing perfectly, and then with the AWP you've got a chance to just quickly take someone down. Cr4zy though, early kill onto Auden, and he's not done yet because he's repositioned himself again with the smoke to boot, so he's got the chance to continue on firing. Cr4zy, this guy's so smart, man. This guy's one of the smartest players to ever play the game. Admittedly, it wasn't enough to beat Cloud9 in Boston, but still one of the most legendary in-game leaders we have had in Counter-Strike Global Offensive. 40 seconds. Mousesports is happy to lounge away. Cr4zy is happy to get more. Cr4zy is happy to make it 5 and an ace for the man himself. Big brains, but even bigger frags. 8-0. Cr4zy. Come on, guys. Give me something to be excited about, guys. Make it happen somewhere. Emmy's only got a single kill, unfortunately, And that came out in the round where Otto was able to break first blood. Otto's got the AWP again, so maybe you can see him getting aggressive towards ramp. Maybe you can see him trying to take some control towards B site with a good, well-timed flash. You could get that first frag. But instead, he wants to go to A. He wants to see whether he can find someone peeking out early. Doesn't look like he will. Instead, it will be Cr4zy to find the first kill onto Esperanto. Let me trades it away soon after, but is it enough? Paragon. Still doing good damage. Cr4zy is just continually keeping control of outside. Now that he knows that there's the wall of smokes coming through, he immediately Molotovs it off, rotates back to Heaven, and from Heaven he wants to take the advantage position where he can use any gaps in the smoke much more effectively, but he doesn't realize that Mousesports might have left a point of entry in for Cr4zy. Chips and Co. playing from next to Sweeky. This could be troublesome. Carrigan's on the site though, and he's been so good so far. Can he continue to do the same? Cr4zy finds a first, but he's been traded away by Letney. Carrigan drops the bomb. 35 seconds on the clock. He's so wary of anyone coming over from inside the hut, but he's got another. And Emmy, left versus 3, makes it a 1v1. He's given us himself a chance in this game, but does he realize that Frozen is right behind him? Does he realize that Frozen is waiting for the bomb plant sound? Second, it's there. Frozen knows he can just move forward, get the immediate kill, and it doesn't matter if Cr4zy's got money because Mousesports are killing them in gun rounds, Mousesports are killing them in eco rounds. Mousesports are just straight up rocking it right now. Cr4zy. Oh man, this guy. Not a map where he's been able to really rock it the way you sometimes see him go off, but his in-game leader is doing all the work. Why do you need to care as an opera? You're happy with that. You know, one day where you can just kick back, relax, take a vacation. Cr4zy though. Ooh. Gotta be careful, Cr4zy. Don't want to be overwhelmed. They still do have a scope on those Kriegs. That's a good gun to take a duel versus those ops with. Here come the straight mollies. Cliche. Ooh. This is still so troubling. Despite the fact that Cr4zy's been able to walk down with the amount of utility that they've used, and the fact that Frozen's still inside the tunnels, and he's so happy to be here with the Krieg picked up, this gun could be what allows him to win, to be honest. But Rops is already boosted, and he's fine, so he gets those 3 kills. Back to Frozen, and he's got 1, almost a second. He's missing the spray a little bit, which allows Esperanto a chance, but a chance is all he'll get, as Carrigan is soon when he just come through. Quick 1-2 punch, take him down 10-0, the big 100. This is so problematic, man. How do you start to bring things back together from here? Cr4zy. They're just force buying up at this point. They are keeping some money, but nothing is working for them. Rops. Good grenade comes through. It's brilliant. It stops them in their place, and he's not even backing off. That's how confident he is. Look at him go, kill after kill. Nothing is going to stop him. Mousesports 11-0. I have never casted a 16-0. This might be my first ever time, and I hope that it is. And I hope Cr4zy can bring it back somehow. Because Mousesports so far, they just look invincible. It doesn't matter if you kill Woxic early. Karrigan's just going to come out and an ace that round. It doesn't matter if you get the kill on the Ruffs. Or if you can force him back. There's going to be trades. He's going to get more kills at the end. And Woxic, that's the early frag that he was looking for. Even the second gifted to him. Chips. Oh dear. At the very least, he's able to get that kill on the Ruffs as he was peeking out straight, hoping that he could catch someone with the flashbang in their hand. Cr4zy peeks out once again. You're seeing 3 players falling at the exact same position where they're trying to recover the AWP and make anything work from it. Cr4zy is being dismantled. It does not look like this is the rivalry that we've seen in the past. And Mousesports, this is a masterclass on Nuke. It's always been one of their favorite maps, even before Karrigan came. It's been a map that Mousesports was very good on. Back in 2017, Mousesports was one of the first teams to actually start playing this map regularly and using it in their arsenal so that people had to ban it against them or they just got a win immediately. They were so close to being a potential #1 team back then. They almost beat FaZe in the ECS finals in December 2017. That could have been it. But right now, Mousesports, they're still as good, if not better, underneath Karrigan. They have never been able to climb back to the top 3, but with Karrigan in their midst, it's so rare to see them falling to a team that's not prepared on a map. You know, you're not going to be seeing Cr4zy just able to pug out of control like they have in in months past as well. Mousesports just know everything that they need to do. And in they go. There's a rush forward. Could this finally be the round that they're able to win away? That's the question, but Frozen doesn't want to let that happen. He's looking for that 16-0. He's found the first kill, looking for more through the smoke. Esperanto comes in from the side, but it's not good enough. Emmy and Letney with the CZs get the bomb plant down, pick up some guns as well. So they're giving themselves a chance in this round, but it's not a very big one. Letney on the site next to the bomb itself will be overwhelmed by a flashbang, and now Emmy's location is known and he might get 2, but it's not going to be enough. 13-0. Mousesports are uncontrollable. What do you do when you are faced off with that scoreline? How do you recover? If you're in the mental headspace of Cr4zy, they're not going for pauses. They're not trying to figure out what's going on, what's going wrong. We're not seeing any sort of tactical timeout from this team. More than anything else, it just looks like they're trying to get to the second map as quickly as possible. And honestly, I wouldn't even blame them. You know, just reset your mentality at this point. This is where if I'm their coach, I tell them, guys, just trying to get a few kills, trying to get a few rounds. Don't lose 16-0, get the mental headspace in. But Cr4zy doesn't want to let that happen. He's just snuck in from behind, and he's just getting more and more done. Look at how you can see the way these Mousesports players are even moving. Cr4zy getting that aggressive, peeking out through the back of a wall of smokes. Now Esperanto's in a 1v3. This is where you need your star player to give your team some morale. But grenades are coming towards him. But players are coming towards him. And Frozen is not going to care if you're a star or if you're nothing. 14-0. What's going wrong? Not a single player on double-digit kills on the side of Cr4zy. And my worry isn't this map, like I said before. My worry is whether they can mentally reset. And Neil M, I mean, as a coach, according to what Greyhound said, Neil M's a great motivational coach. He needs to be. Ruffs, this time, starting things off with some flames. Finds the first kill. Just gets aggressive immediately afterwards into the control room to take control immediately of that area. Get Cr4zy in a position where they're forced to funnel in towards the A site. Frozen finds the first kill onto Esperanto in towards A. Cr4zy gets another one, and Frozen is not done because he knows where the shadow's coming from. The ships, he's the last one. He's the only one that can make this not be the worst half that Cr4zy's ever played in their life. Not as far as gameplay goes, but as far as the scoreline goes, 15-0 Mousesports. What do you say, guys? What's happening? And Karrigan, 17 kills on him. I don't know what to say at this point. This is Cr4zy's chance to bring back some morale. This is Cr4zy's chance to say, hey, it's okay, guys. Oh, it's a new half. Let's get a few rounds. Let's move on to Inferno. Let's not lose to 16-0. Because if we do, our mental's gone. This is also a very new roster. Don't forget that. It's very easy to have some sort of conflict inside. Letney and Rops trading away kills, not in the favor of the CTs though. Rops is going to keep on going through, and with the player inside that ships who has to bring it all together. He's got the first kill, keeps himself alive, but Karrigan immediate with the trade, and Ships is immediately overwhelmed. Frozen brings him down. Esperanto and Auden, they're all that's left. 2 versus 3. You've got to stop this from happening, and now it's only Esperanto. Mousesports, they've almost done it. This could be the perfect game, and it is 16-0. The rivalry, where once Cr4zy was able to deny them from entering into a major, now Mousesports have just completely wiped the floor with them. What is going to happen in the second map? This has been Tea Time bringing to you Nuke. We'll have to wait to see whether Inferno will see Cr4zy putting up a fight or not. We'll be back very